Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel, the one of 3 remaining in Season 11. Hopefully a lot of the principles I focus on will translate into Season 12. I'm going to speak explicitly about itemization, I'll talk about the route plannings and everything, so the next 3 videos will 100% keep you prepped for Season 12, a little bit of like a prelude if you will, and we haven't done Evelynn in a while, so let's have a look at an Evelynn game, and because it's end of season, you really need to know how to carry games yourself, and this beautiful skin once more as in the last video, but she just has great skins. So I'm busy looking at the scoreboard and looking at the webcam. I'm not even paying attention to the game. So this is very typical of low elo gameplay, and I hate it. I absolutely this for me is why you literally never ever do anything like this as the blue team, that is. Just 5-point protect your entrances. There's no reason to go for Fiesta level 1s. Well, they went for Fiesta level 1, the red team. That's fine because people aren't going to respect vision cues at the beginning. But blue team, there's no reason to just wander around looking for stuff. I understand the idea of snowballing. Also remember that Evelynn buffed Q way back in 2020. That's huge now. So this is a great chunk by the Evelynn, great map read. When it does happen though, so it shouldn't happen, but when it does happen, do read and react to the situation. At this point, you assume they might stay into the red, but very likely, what happens is they actually pull out because they're afraid, having used sums and spells, that everyone sort of collapses onto them here and it compromises every lane side. So they all leave, which means you can actually get away with sneaking a red side. And if they don't see you, you can typically maybe 3-quadrant, like you can do Raptors red, run across mid, protect this, and then protect this. But that's sort of like a detached concept. At the very least though, start Raptors, start red, take camps from the invade, make sure you punish them and force them to adapt. Now, from this, Evelynn is better skirmishing because of that Q buff, as I said. You can definitely go straight back down to your red side here and prevent the vertical jungling. But if it's like a Lee Sin, which we know, G2, yep, Cog, you don't necessarily want to coin flip that in the situations you don't have prior. Now in this situation, we have prior, so we could actually do it, but I think the safer route here is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with simply just joining these together. E2 for the speed, no need to worry about HP. And now, if they're gonna die to this, I'm gonna be very upset. I'm upset. Yeah, I play bottom lane. I know it sucks. I understand this. You guys, just back out. It's not worth death. And this is why I said this is going to be a mega carry giga game, really focusing on that solo carry that you need for the end of the season in order to win carrying monkeys. Because apparently, that's what we have right here. Standard stuff all across the board that should not happen. So, in fact, it's not standard stuff. It's noob stuff. Noob stuff. Now, the second Raptor spawns are not going to be quite up, so there's no real reason doing this. Worth noting, as Evelynn does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the crab, in this exact situation, you would not be level 4 in... Oh, that was nice. You would not be level 4 in Season 12, right? You're not going to be able to make this play. Nice flash into the full charm. Excellent. Beautifully done. You're not going to be level 4 on this. So if you're going to go fighting another jungler who's done a full clear, say you had an absolute standard clear, and then Lee Sin, say it's Lee Sin, magically did a 6 clear, and you meet in the river for this crab, and you secure the crab because you did a 5 camp when you're faster, but you're level 3, level 4, so you have to really factor that in. Experience is so important in these early trades, specifically with junglers that are weaker. So in this case, it's actually fine for us. Lee Sin chooses to do the buff, grump, buff, invade into the bottom lane gank because they're not paying attention. He does go 2-0-1, he'll take that trade and take the bottom crab as well. Evelynn decides a more conservative approach. Take my red, take my Raptors, take the blue, gank mid, take the red side. So basically the main thing for the Evelynn is what? We have a sequencing pattern. And in Season 12, you're going to need that sequencing pattern purely because the crab is worth way less than the first rotation. The crab that's most important, will be this one and this one that spawns randomly. In the second rotation. Because if you don't get the second rotation crab, you're probably looking at a decent deficit in terms of your level 6 spike. The level 6 spike, like right now, if everything had transpired the way it has in this game, you would not be level 5. You would still be level 4. And that's the most crucial thing. So that's why your sequencing is so important. So if you get this one or this one RNG'd for the second rotation and you secure it, while also managing a decent sequencing overall, you should be okay. But it's going to take mind games, not fisting games. So currently, this season's been a lot about speed and fisting for those crabs. Now it's going to be about mind games. Second take on the Raptors is huge. Absolutely huge. Lee Sin probably anticipates this. Like, this is just a good read and react. He knows that the Evelynn's going to focus on that, having done this into this. So he basically just says, you know what, I'm gonna yoink, that dragon, and that's fine. He's just gonna make the plays he thinks is necessary to get himself lead. He is up 3 CS because of that, you know. Goes mid lane again. This champion is just so great and fun and engaging. Yeah, doesn't matter. How close are we to 6? Decently close. And Kuro Tony on the Yorick takes down the Fiora. Evelynn can come here. We don't have 6 at all. We're not remotely close really relative to the situation. We flash for the full charm. We try and get it. It's so close, unfortunate. Yorick uses his baby cage and then slows us. Fat juicy wave. Ghouls, really creepy. And because of this, you're going to lose second sequence of this, plus most likely your red. So it's costly. You know, if we get the kill and we get to hold the wave a little bit, we get level 6. Now, after these wolves, it's close. I don't think we should be level 6. If you lose your red side, now it's delayed heavily. You know, we're delayed where we want to be, but this is a good reality check. You're probably going to find yourself in this situation more often than not in Season 12 because of that reduced Tier 1 crab experience, which means as bot lane dies once more. Well, we get 2 back. We get 2 back. 2 back, not 2 back. It means that you're going to see first full clearing junglers with a lot of sequencing and huge experience ability for early 6s be really strong, or what you're going to see is essentially, because it's a direct nerf to jungle experience, you're going to see more gankers. Because these delayed level 6s for farming junglers are not... Wang Wang Cat Dog is about the most appropriate name for that flash earlier, as well as what just happened. Yes, but well played in both situations. The flash into the Evelynn charm earlier, that's just, we might as well just take that ward, no? Like, it's free cash money. We might as well just take it. Yeah, that was interesting. But good rotations, the best thing you can do as a jungler a lot of the time is just read the map, react to it, and be present in the situations that you can be present. Don't force things too much. You know, you don't need to roleplay Evelynn. It's not what we're about. Now, we didn't use the red. Obviously, we didn't lose the red because that hadn't spawned yet, and they chose to take the Raptors and then dive bottom lane. So that was a different play. Now the Lee Sin, you can see this ward is huge. I love this ward, and look where it's placed. Very important. Look where it's placed. Edge of the bush. What does that mean? It means you get vision all the way up until this sequence. Edge, cone, whatever you want to call it. You lose vision here, but this is the one because this is a high traffic zone. This is a high traffic zone. You want to make sure you have vision on those areas. Now, on PvE for Season 12, I will note that as you place your control ward, you actually do see the radius of vision that you'll get as you place it. So that's a new feature, and I kind of like it. It's really obvious, though. It's not like where you have to hover it. It's really obvious as you place it. It tells you where that vision, that sphere of vision is. So that's pretty big. Well, in this case, it's not technically a sphere at all because it's 2D, but you get what I'm talking about. I mean, was it 2D? I mean, it's right, whatever. That's a semantic digression, and unless it's 4D, I'm not really interested. So, we protect our house. Pantheon does help us a little bit. 3 stacks in the Dark Seal. We've got another blue. We got our Tier 3 Grump. We get our Tier 3 Wolves. This is all good. Fiora's pushing blind, and we know Lee Sin's top side. We know there's no dragon. We know he was just down there. She is able to survive, fortunately, thanks to this absolute juicy wave. She died again to the Yorick. We can carry on sequencing. The fact that he took our Raptors is a boon, because now that's a level 7 and we're level 8 because we farm well, and now that experience is negated, right? You're just gonna have to make some kind of play or some kind of counter jungling movement to offset that first crab. Kassadin keeps yeeting in for some reason. We ult, which does proc the charm, but it's a little too late, and Pantheon ults in to help us out. These are the moments, ladies and gentlemen. These are the moments. Lee Sin, everybody. Kassadin, everybody. Okay, flash consumed. Okay, there we go. Flash into an Iron Spike whip, or whip, if you prefer to be somewhat obnoxious. Dragon is spawning under a minute. We have to ping the 37 seconds. Lee Sin went to his blue side. Most likely takes his blue, most likely takes his Grump. He has not reset. He's sitting on 882, but Evelynn's sitting on 2300. So this extended sequence is great, but I don't like it when it ties into an objective secure. Now, if Lee Sin goes for this, he knows he can to a large degree handle himself. But Evelynn, with a Dark Seal, is getting items back effectively the longer she stays out. If you stay out with a Magi as a Dark Seal and you get stacks, you're getting stats, right? You're getting a little bit, it's not obviously 2,300 gold, but it's without a doubt a little bit of boostings every time you get a kill or assist. But it's not enough to justify staying at this long before this dragon. But at this point, you're a scaling jungler, you're a farmer. We can adhere to the map flow. I'm fine with this. Ult up in 37, we don't have that. Lee Sin's actually going to recall now because he's too chunked. He also wants to go back and get itemization spike. And there we go. That's a lazy back there. Never go back in a bush that you have not warded or pre-checked. And if you don't shop while you're doing it, just watch, you know? This happened to me earlier today as well. You know, I'm doing this and I'm very disciplined, but it doesn't happen that often that, you know, you die like this as Lee Sin. So I'm actually just literally right where the Zaya is, and the blue cane comes out of nowhere. Immediately I'm escaping, I'm pressing E, I died, we were able to get the kill, but you never know in whatever situation you're going back in a bad place, they rotate, so keep your eyes on the prize, don't back while shopping. This is just easy. And as soon as, you know, as I said, it's something that I don't do very often. I'm very disciplined about it because I'm paranoid about being killed like that Lee Sin. So the one time I pull up the shop with 1 second left on my bag, a blue cane comes out of nowhere. I mean, there you go. How it is. Now, first back, you will notice Sorks into Alternator, into Blasting One, into this. We're going Rocket Belt, obviously. The second item we're going to go is the Banshee's Veil build that a lot of Evelyns are doing this season. Very nice. We double kill with the ult. This should be the Cash Money's triple. Please give. Thank you very much. Oh, come on now. But either way, perfect rotation, perfect play. Excellent. Now we can go straight into a dragon. Misfortune can rotate, but there's... What's going on in high elo EOS, guys? What's going on with the bot lanes? What's going on with the bot lanes? Blue side knows where Lee Sin is and dies anyway. Red side knows where Evelynn is and is forced to flash out because she wanted fruit. Fruit. Not even playing Kai'Sa. If you get that reference, then you are a true Kai'Sa main. Well, not that it's like a true Kai'Sa main, but I mean, I played a lot of Kai'Sa jungle, so she said Peaches quite a lot. Yorick is now taking this tower, 5 plays for himself. He can go down here. Usually Yorick will end up stealing that Rift Herald. Lee Sin, knowing that the dragon's gone, will reset, look to maybe take this, and help that as well. They could look to use it mid lane just to give Kassadin some free plate gold. Evelynn, in the meantime, carry on focusing on yourself. Pay attention to the map state, rotate as necessary, but also while doing that, focus on your farm. 3-0-5 is a quite unselfish early scoreline for what the final KD is going to be. Zillion is pushing. We kind of want to get 11 in the next 41 seconds. Ideally. It's not going to happen, but not necessarily in the next 41 seconds, but you want 11 before the ultimate comes up again, because you get the reduced cooldown when you press it plus the bonus damage. So if we can get a kill and a wave collapse, oh my goodness, another TP? I mean, was it a good TP? Save bottom lane. I mean, honestly, if you can force TPs from laners like that compromises them, that's good. Okay, a little bit of experience. No camps on the top side, on the bottom side, sorry. But we can go camo. Here we go. Rooted, speeding up. He does have the ultimate. We can burn it, because once we burn it, he's trapped, and then he can be stunned, and then he can die. So it's good. But we don't have, oh, we do have ult now. We're gonna have to use it. You're gonna have to use it. Nah. It's not worth in that situation. It's not worth in that situation. That's a good decision. You want to use it to survive, but good call, actually. Good call. Because now you don't waste that cooldown, you don't waste the damage, you were dead anyway. They can push this. Yorick is just perma taking out the baguette lady. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, we're feeding a Casadino. That's what we like. There we go. Nice and challenging. Now, this junglers, raise your hands if you know what it's like to have a losing top laner, and then the enemy top laner just takes your blue, takes your Gromp, and you get experience hamstrung. That just came out as hamstring because I did likes today. My mind is everywhere. I'm thinking about Season 12. So, Season 12 itemization for Evelynn. Something worth thinking about 100% is that new item, Shadow Flame. Well done. We'll take that shutdown as well. Because of the passive penetration in it, but also the build path includes an alternator, and a needlessly large rod. So sometimes, like with Serpent's Fang, it's not necessarily that, hey, I need this as an anti-shield item, and it is an anti-shield item. What you really need is the raw build path and stats out of the item, which is still good. The passive penetration is nice, and even though it's increased when there's shielding, there's still a decent amount of shields. Like versus Lee Sin, you could justify it, you know? And if you've got someone buying Eclipse, and you've got Shield Bow, and then you've got a Karma and a Lulu, perfect. It's going to be such an interesting buy for Evelynn players, I think. Try it out. I loved it on Zyra, and Crown of the Shattered Queen is the AP item for anti-assassins. Okay, the Rocket Belt Q kind of went places, but it doesn't really matter. No point wasting our ult here because she has a Zillion ult. That's fine. But yeah, that should be very interesting. Obviously, the Hextech alternate passive doesn't stack, so I think you're doing some kind of weird stuff where you're going with for Ludens. Or the stats and the anti-shielding component plus the built-up pen within the passive of Shadow Flame just doesn't matter. You know, it sounds absolutely nuts for Evelynn. If you really truly need an anti-shield item, even with Rocket Belt, it could be one of those things where even though it doesn't stack, it's still worth it. As long as you can, assumingly, buy both. So we'll have to wait until the final changes and we'll see how the passives stack up and if it's even possible and so on. And maybe some other items are great for Evelynn, but Rocket Belt is just so good, and that was so nice. Or it just ends up being garbage. Who knows? Definitely, I like always trying to hypothesize and think about what's possible, even if it's a bit extreme, and then we can see how it is, and we can always dial back and so on. That was nice mid lane, very well done. That's when we want to use the ultimate. Now we get the reduced cooldown, we get the bonus damage. Pantheon is actually going to do something useful. Yeet in, stun up, get full charmed, and that's another kill. I love the E damage, just the claws. So good. Right, cash monies, we're at 2,400. There is a Herald afoot, but eh. The thing is, if you have to give away the first 2 dragons, that's fine, but you definitely want to stack 4, you know? We're not looking to lose soul points. Okay? Okay? Okay. 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 Well, yeah, Fiesta. Fiesta. But all you can do in the situation is rotate. And now you look at the KDAs and you can say, well, you know, Kassadin's having a rough one, it's true. But you also level 1. You saw the bot lane die to the Lee Sin. You saw that the Lee Sin took Dragon, went mid and had more CS. It's not always a given that these things are going to happen, and it's on you to make the right play, to put yourself in the right position, to capitalize on the enemy team's mistakes. Because, trust me, in silver, gold, diamond, any elo, even this elo, people make mistakes. And a good jungler with good pathing will always be able to capitalize and punish. So I don't want to hear nonsense like I got 20 kills in Evelynn, 2 deaths, and I can't carry in X elo. It's great, you did good things, but the 1 or 2 things you're probably not doing is fully punishing those mistakes, those mispositionings that allow you to close games out. And now begins the cheese. You see where people go, they don't have control with. We move in, we don't even need a full charm. You just get the slow there with the W, that's all you need, and if you can kill, you can do so. Ult is up, so if he goes too deep there, you just make sure you hit an ER and he dies. Yorick is again, see top laners, when you take these towers, macro is your friend. Obviously he didn't really play properly, and now a TP, okay, the Q misses, that's fine, isn't necessary really. Try and wait out the passive for the ult if possible. Oh. For the Lee Sin, obviously. Demon Champ, I hate him. He may be S+ tier jungle design, I still hate it. And the fact that he's dead is huge. It means if there's a Baron on the map, a Dragon on the map, a Herald on the map, they can't go for it unless they've got Supreme Wardage, because there's always a risk that the Evelynn yeets in and does things. You'll notice the Mesh Ice plus the Banshee's Veil's components, as I mentioned. The benefit of this, despite the raw stats, why are you trapping there? Why are you trapping between 2 towers? This is still standing, red team. It's like those moments, there's still a tower there. But this is great, a lot of extended sequences from the Evelynn. Just move with your team, move with the misposition. This is great, this is like an Evelynn dream. And most lower elo games will play like this. So if you're looking to carry games at the end of season, watch this, watch the patience. There we, ooh, minion wave. We tried it, we tried to go in. We didn't have Rocket Belt. Ult up in 18. Ult up in 18. Baron's available. We're just gonna start it up. Yorick is dead. But Fiora's bottom side. I do like pulling triggers on these though. If everyone's positioned and you make it like a, you know, like Misfortune has to base, right? Misfortune has 1,000 gold. She's trying to base. See, this is what we want. The surprise factor. But also don't overcommit for a dragon that could be a baron that could be stolen, or if it's not in a good position. But this is it. Bit of patience, bit of death. Actually, credit to the Zillion. Credit to the Zillion that he got the ult off. A lot of Zillions that are not good would not have got it off. And you instantly kill them, like Trinimir's. And then their team spam in the ultimate, and that's exactly what you want. Okay, as I was saying, Banshee's Veil, while the stats are nice, the verdant barrier is huge versus any sort of AP composition. Why is he backing there? That's very lazy versus an Evelynn. But this is what you want. Get in their heads like this. You're making them tilted. Look at this. They don't think you're going to keep coming back, and you just do it. You go in, you go out. Wait a bit, you go in, you kill, you go out. That's exactly how you play the mid game. Basically, the Banshee's Veil gives you that shield that forgoes initial stuns and CCs and spells that can ruin your all-in engage, right? So that's why we kind of want that item, as well as the fact that it gives good MR and decent stats for the gold. But even so, if you don't go that item, no matter what, you're still looking to basically make every team fight numbers and a numbers advantage for your team. And Evelynn is in control of that. It's like the Rengar strategy. It's a classic Rengar strategy. Evelynn is controlling this game. Her team can do whatever the hell they want because Evelynn is consistently either forcing people to base, killing people anyway, and just driving them up forward. By continuously doing this into their territories, you're forcing them to really hesitate about moving forward. You're forcing them to really invest in vision control here, which means they have no vision control here, which means you can seek a Baron, and of course Fiora splitting bottom lane. They know you're most likely on. There's nothing they can do. They're just going to try and kill her. We get to reset. It is a Fire Soul, and we'll take that. And now remember, for the souls, ooh, the souls. Chemtech Soul, there you go. Gives you those invisible zones. So your whole team can become Evelynn in a few zones. See the main channel video. I've gone over all the changes and explained them and how I think it's going to pan out. But it also gives you that zombie passive when you get the soul. So you might die, but then you get a second rotation very quickly. And as an... This is not good pathing, Cassidon. As an Evelynn main or any sort of assassin, if you die from an engage, but you get revived... woo, there we go. If you get revived from this Chemtech Soul, you can probably do a lot of damage. You know, it's very quick, it's fleeting, people will learn to kite you out, but in a lot of low elo games, I think you'll get a lot of cleanup kills. Kind of like a weird Zyra passive, you know? League of Legends COD Zombies mode. Very good. And for the Hextech Soul, it will be less useful than Evelynn, considering it's like an auto attack spell passive, like Chain Lightning, but it will still nonetheless be damage based. Oof, clean. You see, the thing is with damage dealing junglers, the problem they have a lot, and this is great, like, I don't really need to narrate what's going on here or analyze it. Again, all of this gives you the Baron, use the mispositioning against them, go in and out with your spells, push them up, that's great. Evelynn created this, there's no real need for us to worry too much about it. But for the Hextech Soul and the Dragon Soul and the Fire Drake Soul, these are your two core damage souls, so they really do a lot for Evelynn's and so on. Attack speed, I mean, we're so slow with attack speed, we'll take it, but the ability haste is super nice. Super nice. Don't forget the teleportation. While you might get the Chemtank invisible zones, teleportation from Hextech from here to here, and then from the back of this pit to here, and then here from their base, from this little nodule, out into the wolves. So the same on both sides of the map. 6 total. And you can use that for quick rotation. So basically, if you take a Baron like this, and you yeet back to base, and you know they're going for, like, say, Soul Point, you can very easily and very quickly get to this point of the map where you can threaten them. So it will reward decisive and intelligent macro. And if you're an Evelynn player, that's only good for us. We really get around the map quickly. Imagine getting around the map even quicker. Right, 34 to 16, and again 14, 1, 11, 5, 4, 4. Boom. It's that easy. Banshee's Veil into Needless, and they didn't even proc it. They didn't even proc it. So beautiful. And the nice thing is, because he's going to try double bomb you, he won't be able to. You know, when I say push the map forward, this is like an extreme example of it. Now with Lichbane, that even hits harder, but I love it. I love it. Like, you can do it. I mean, you do so much damage to structures. Boom! Oh, it's beautiful. There we go. Zillion ult will go onto the Yorick Meister. And we have Yasuo pushing top lane. And here we can have a little bit of fun. A little bit of fun, but don't throw. It looks like we're going to potentially... We're okay. Now we can rejuvenate. Yeah, so... In this situation, you can see they don't end. I think it's pretty obvious that it's going to be kind of tight to try and end. Purely because you need Desire to hit the towers because everyone else is melee. Literally everyone else is melee. So you really can't afford to hit those structures without getting killed. So in this situation, I think pushing the map is good, but we should have rotated topside and taken that as a team. Once you do that, it's much easier. Definitely please do that. Yeah? Force them by hitting this and pushing the wave, and then just attach and try and take this and catch the Yasuo split. It's a good way to do it. That way you don't die like this. You're getting chased down by Wang Wang Cat and Dog. Don't think anyone wants to be killed by someone called Wang Wang Cat and Dog. That's just me though. A classic overstay into a death. Now all of a sudden, you know, you're still up 10k, but this is where people start to get a little bit tilted, and now all your backs are distorted. Now you give them a bit of a breathing space, which I don't think we want. I don't think it's going to matter in this situation. Everyone rotates. Yeah, we can just perma chase down. And they should be able to close from this. So hopefully you see from this game how to solo carry with Evelynn when things aren't seemingly going your way. How to continuously look for those picks to create numbers advantages, which is what allows you to get those dragons and barons. The combos have been clean. The combos have been swift. The damage is crazy. The Banshee's Veil build, I do love it for the utility and the raw stats. You don't really need more. You have a Magi plus a Needless afterwards, basically like the full build meme. And now you can chase down what your team ends. So there you go. That's how you do it. And hopefully you have enough information for season 11. Maybe not the Shadow Flame now that I'm thinking about the double alternator stuff, but either way, I just wanted to bring you some information about it, how it can be useful on AP champions, and a little bit of info on the dragon. But if you want a full breakdown of that on the main channel, it is your friend. Just uploaded yesterday. Finally, a video that isn't inting in views, which I enjoy, obviously. Here we go. I'll see what jungles I want to do for the next two to end season 11, but from Wednesday already, I'm going to try immediately get out a season 12 video. How to jungle in season 12. We're going to start it off with a banger. But for now, this is a good banger too. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share, and comment if you did enjoy and learn something. And I'll see you all in the next video.